So, play a Werewolf 20th game.
Yeah.
I got 3 people here. I've been playing a bunch of Werewolf 20 games. We tried playing for, what is it now, 10 minutes, but I had no audio, which is great, which is awesome. I had a wonderful overlay, and I had a wonderful bit of graphics, and I had a lot of cool things that obviously now are not going to work. I'll probably try it again, maybe in an hour or so. We'll take a break, see if I can fix it. But I'm running a Werewolf game here. That's a first change game. I have these 3 lovely contestants here. The day
Hi.
the day is December 31st, 2018, as far away from 2020 as we can get. I have a office worker by the name of Connor.
Hi. My name is Connor, and I am a scruffy, angry, former office worker who was recently laid off, and he's been having some terrible dreams lately.
I have it's Manchester University, correct?
Manchester Community.
I have 2 of you actually. I have
Oh.
Sejun from Manchester University, correct?
I think I said it was Dartmouth.
Dartmouth, you went good. Korean exchange student?
Just a Korean, foreign student, not exchange.
Okay. But I do have someone from Dartmouth University, New Hampshire. And then I have someone from Manchester University, Community College?
Community.
Year out of school?
Currently in a gap year, was looking at the Manchester campus, seeing if that's where I wanted to go next.
I know at least there's one person who is howling in chat that is familiar with New Hampshire. You have a very interesting style of clothing.
Connor
Yeah.
went to the, well, he's graduated now, but he went to the University of New Hampshire in Durham, which is kind of nearby, but not here.
Very nice.
That's say one person here who's not in like any sort of university.
Oh.
She's got a very gothic style.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a tall one as well.
Almost 7 feet tall. Very goth, witchy look to it. Yeah.
Very nice. So, replaying what I did before, you guys may have heard this before. You go to a bar. That was my prompt for you guys. 10 o'clock. It's about
Sure.
almost 9 o'clock at night. You go into your classic little, dive bar, little dump. Your classic slice of Americana found in the floor. About 10 miles west of Manchester, New Hampshire. Dirty brown flux wooden floors, shade of a color of spilt beer. Walls are lined with a mix of hunting materials, sports memorabilia, and other local slices of Americana. It's rocking for a holiday night, New Year's Eve, maybe 30, 40 people in tow. Half white collar workers and booze, other half blue, sitting around, chugging a fine drink. More beers than you can count. Pool tables getting some action. Street Fighter arcade machine in the corners getting some love, while the Foo Fighters Breakout blares overhead. The TV's on, and you hear something about Senator Thorne. You have to go and dig up.
Thorne?
So, Robert Thorne.
Something about Robert Thorne running for a vacant Republican national ticket in New Hampshire. Nah, you don't want to hear about that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you do. Behind the bar is an older pair of Irish. You can only imagine them being brothers. Red beards, maybe in their 60s. They've been doing this for a while. No bouncer as far as you can see. It's a cold night, typical for this time in the country and this time of year, but snow is holding off. Maybe some rain. A couple of you are with friends. I'm going to jump to Connor first. You said you were with 5 friends in total, and you're drinking wonderful root beer lemonade?
Just root beer.
Just root beer.
With my 5 former coworkers who were also late. It was basically a big layoff at the office they used to work at. It was a dead-end job. They don't really miss it, but they also need income. It's his friends are Alessia, Salim, Dominic, Sophia, and Bethany, and they're all just chilling at the bar, just hanging out, lamenting, hoping that things are going to be better next year.
Getting that wonderful New Year's boot.
And can I go?
By all means.
So Seijun is this kind of like average East Asian college student who is practically dragged into the bar, half dragged himself into by a couple of his college friends, and this is A, the New Year's Eve celebration, and B, this is probably the last weekend or like week before classes start again. So they're planning on like having a good time at the bar. So I guess Seijun probably orders a beer.
Any particular beer?
Probably not. Like he's just like going to go for like whatever his friends are recommending here.
We'll go with something local to the area. How about Sam Boston?
Sure, why not?
Bartender nods. He likes your taste. Gives you a rather large mug. Has to be maybe 32 ounces. Pushes it off to you. Gives you a nod. Doesn't ask for payment. Goes on to the next customer.
So he takes the beer and like I guess cheers everyone for Happy New Year, I guess.
Happy New Year! It's a rocking group.
Cheers.
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 What is Sabrina up to
And
right now?
takes a sip.
How did she come in here?
Sabrina is probably just like sat at a table kind of by herself, trying to not attract much attention. Not here what we would consider legally probably.
Hmm.
About to say, she's dressed sort of like tonight Thorn from Scooby Doo.
Thorn from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, Hex Girl, red one.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I'll say just kind of drink to yourself whatever's cheap. Trying to like think about what she's doing. About to say, yeah.
Where is she specifically? At the bar? At the corner?
Probably like either the corner or like the farthest from the crowd at the bar she could get. I'll say she doesn't really know anyone here right now, so she's kind of like not sure what to do.
You get a drink, no problem. Bartender
Yeah.
takes one looks at you, and his eyes swell a little bit as he looks up. Doesn't ask any questions. Doesn't need to. You get your drink. Off to the corner.
Yeah.
There's a ring at the door. Man comes in, dressed like he's from maybe the 30s. Dirty tan, brown paper bag trench coat on. Hat. Fit so you can't see his face, but you can see the beard. You can see the oils on his face. Walks right over. Walks right up to the bar. Sits down. Doesn't say a word. The bartender takes one look at him. Passes them on a drink. While this is going on, some of you might look up. Some of you might not.
Does he look like the Undertaker?
He does not look like the Undertaker. At least not
Wait.
a newer Mark Calloway.
Wait, which Undertaker are we talking about? The wrestling or like Black Butler or?
Oh, right, you are.
I was thinking wrestling.
Mark Calloway is a fantastic individual from wrestling lore, and if you ever get a chance to watch a Super Eye Patch Wolf series on him, I highly recommend it. I won't mention the other one that's very good about him. But while this is going on, somebody just slides up against, well, leans up almost into you, Sabrina. A bump on your shift's like, hey, baby. It's a smaller individual. Queerly, maybe about 5'7", 5'6". bushy eyebrows, military buzz cut, bright blue eyes, just kind of like a prep. You could smell the alcohol on him. Nice red beard, maybe a pale ale or two from earlier in the night. Hey, baby.
Hi.
You got somebody for New Year's?
Yes, not you.
Oh, come on, I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody. And he continues this way. And I can go deeper if you
Anyone
want.
here? I'll say, who looks like the most respectable person here?
Out of the room,
Yeah.
bartender looks like they've seen a couple things. They look up, but they don't address right away. There's a good crowd behind the bar.
I'll say, I just go look at someone who looks halfway respectable and just start talking to them.
As you go to leave, he's gonna reach out and grab for your wrist. He's like, "Hey, baby, I'm talking to you. What the fuck?"
Do I feel like if I slap him, I'd get in trouble?
I'm gonna smile and nod.
Slap him.
I'll go for the slap.
You're gonna go for a slap right in his face.
All right. What's the skill for this?
Your choice. Brawl or athletics. Either way, it's dexterity. Diff 5.
All right. Dex plus athletics, difficulty 5.
How does it make you feel? Angry? You pissed off? Who the fuck is this person?
Yeah. One second, I'm having to plug this in. I don't know how to do this quickly.
Figure it out. No rush. No rush.
Yeah, I should have really checked this.
Nah, Roll20's not a great system. I'm playing with your system, trying to get you to the right page, but...
Oh, I was just
So, what you can do is if you scroll down the dice pools, you can put it in real quick.
Oh.
2 successes.
Oh, hey, it worked.
Very, 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 very good. Checking one thing while I have it here.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, I was still in Krynal's form from the test
You know
run we
what?
did.
Oh
I'll
my
take
god.
it. I'll take it. I'm not going to ask you to reroll. I'm not going to.
Oops.
I looked, I was like, wait, I only have a 2 dexterity. Just...
Crack. Right, he doesn't dodge it. So you wipe the spit off his face. A little bit closer to the floor. He takes a step back. Looks up with you, blood coming out of his nose. He opens his mouth and says something rather vulgar, rather offensive. You stupid. I will be fair and keep that because I have an audience. I'm trying to keep this PG. 13. You stupid. How do you feel?
Angry? But also, what does this guy think he's doing talking about me like that when he looks like this?
Roll me 4 dice. Roll 4
Roll.
dice for me. Difficulty... let's just roll 4 dice. Roll 4d10s.
Alright, 4d10s. That's 4, what difficulty?
No difficulty. Just roll 4d10s.
Alright. Oh wait, I can just do that in here, can't I?
Mhm.
I think it's R4d10.
Interesting.
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 You
Interesting.
feel something pushing on your chest. Something infuriating. Something... You call it a rise. As if your hackles raised up like a cat trying to scare someone away.
Yeah.
You say something in response, and this smaller individual blinks. His eyes go a little bit wide, and he puts his hands up defensively. You hear something on, okay, sorry. He takes a step back. What do you do?
I just get another drink at the bar.
Another drink at the bar. Another drink at the bar. Connor, what are you up to?
Did I see that happen?
You see, everybody sees this happening. It's a loud scene. The whole bar watches this.
And after I get my drink, I'll just like half toast it and just go Mazel Tov.
I look.
Denotes
I
a
look
couple
at-
chuckles.
I look at. I'll say Dominic's next to me. I look to him. I raise an eyebrow, and then I say, "Cheers." In response.
The smaller individual goes back to a group of 4 of them down by the bar. Down by the pool table. Collared individuals wearing some kind of, well, it's like a union outfit. Blue, sort of almost mailman-like padded cotton with brown khakis for pants. They seem to be just playing pool, and as the smaller individual walks back with his tail perhaps between his legs, they razz him a little bit, punch him in the shoulder. Connor,
Yes.
you're laughing at this. Anything else?
I look at. I don't know. It's Sabrina, obviously, but I look at Sabrina and I say, "You okay?"
I don't know. I guess.
Fair enough. I guess I'm also just like looking around. Like if that happened, I would say Connor's probably never been to this bar before. One of his friends was like, "Hey, let's go to this place," and he's just like looking around in case there's like any other trouble or something. But generally, he's just trying to unwind.
The individuals by the pool table are muttering to themselves. They're whispering, they're pointing. Probably at Sabrina.
Do they look like they have ill intent?
Give me a perception empathy roll, difficulty 7. I'm looking for a target of a couple successes here.
Ah.
1. Can't tell, but you could tell they're pointing your general direction as if they're about to, well, ask a question that wasn't inquired upon. Sejun? Still with me?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm
You're
here.
watching this unfold.
Okay. And hello?
Still here, hear you.
Okay, so basically Seijun is trying not to get in trouble, so he's just kind of like pretending to ignore this and like just continue having a good time with his friends, but like he's kind of like side-eyeing like to see like if it gets worse or stuff.
Mm-hmm. Your beer runs a little bit low. One of your friends asks you, "Hey, can you get us another round?"
He considers a bit and goes like, "Sure, why not? But let's not go like too like blackout drunk, okay?"
Not too blackout drunk. You gonna go off to the bar, get another drink, come back?
Pretty much sure.
As you walk back from the bar, one of the members from the pool table, those sort of blue mailmanish type jackets, seems to walk over to you. And as he does, kicks his leg out, tries to push you. Intent to send you in flight. Let's see, why did that not work? Why did that? There's my dice. He does a pretty good job. 3 successes. You want to try to stay up?
Yeah, I kind of don't want to get knocked into the ground, so.
Give me an athletics dexterity roll. We'll give you advantage on this one. Difficulty 5. Let's see if you can at least match the number of successes he has.
Athletics, dexterity, difficulty 5.
Yep. So you roll the combination of the 2 pools. There you go.
Dang it!
He hit 3.
Oh.
You hit 2. Is there a crit in there? Let's look at that. There is not.
Oh, never mind. I made the same mistake Lydia did and like just rolled in Krino's form.
You want to roll again?
Sure, why not?
Go for it.
Plot twist, we're all in Krino's form.
Same result, it seems like.
Oh wait, I don't think it like did the same thing because it still says 5. Well, I don't.
Same result. Looks like the same result.
Never mind. Like just.
You're
So
good, my friend. You're
did he
good.
go down?
Well, he got 3 successes. You got 2. If it was a tie, it would go to the defender, which is you. But he's got the advantage as the attacker with more dice. Kicks his feet out, gives a little push. You go falling right in your face. Beer goes everywhere. Floor, left, right. Before you can even look back up, you hear a snicker, a whining little donkey noise.
So he slowly gets up and like stares at the offending person. Goes, hey, what the fuck?
Roll me 6 dice, if you would.
6 dice?
6 dice.
60 tens?
60 tens.
Let's see. Oh,
Oh no.
Close. Very, very, very close. He looks back at you, dumb donkey grin on his face. Tongue out. He's like, what? What do you want, clumsy?
he just tripped me for no reason, and now I gotta get a new beer because of you. Fucking.
You got beer all over me. What are you talking about?
He goes to the spilled beer mug or whatever, and like he is it shattered?
It's a little bit chipped.
Oh, okay, and he grabs the largest like piece of the remnants of the beer mug with the handle and like sticks it out to the guy and says, "This thing here, okay?"
So you're holding out partially, maybe you say chipped, maybe an edge of a broken glass mug towards this individual, correct?
Yeah.
His eyes look a little bit wide, and he's like, oh shit. And then he lowers his brow a little bit. You don't know who you're fucking with. You don't know who you're fucking with. What are you doing here? You really want to do this shit, kid?
He kind of like laughs nervously and like kind of like slowly tries to back off like to his table again.
So you're gonna get up, try to walk away?
Guess like he kind of doesn't want to get into trouble at this point. I don't know.
Roll me straight willpower.
Just willpower.
Just willpower. You can push the button and it works.
Difficulty 6.
6.
4 successes.
You managed to get up, and through the strength of your mind, you're able to just walk away. Not get into a fight. Do the smart thing. As you do, he calls out, yeah, that's right, you move, coward.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you.
I will make a note.
And he just like goes back and like says to his friends again, I guess. Just I guess he's no longer in the mood for a beer at this point.
The man in
Just
the
like talking.
tan trench coat, if you will, gives some side eyes towards those at the pool table. Looks at him rather curiously, but with a shake of his head goes back to his beer. Your friends, Seijun, come and meet you, and just to check to see if you're okay. They notice a little bit of a nick on your cheek, tiny little piece of glass. One of them takes out a handkerchief, rubs off some of the blood there. He's like, what's with that guy? What is with him? What's that all about?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him, like kinda shitty, like I don't feel like drinking anymore, I don't know.
Connor, what are you up to right now?
I'm looking at this scene, and then I try to get the bartender's attention and say like, "Hey, can you take care of those guys or something? They're kind of causing a ruckus."
Bartender doesn't say much. He just kind of stares at you. He's like, "You want to say something to him? I'm not gonna say something to him.
Wow.
They're paying customers, man. Just no fighting. Looked like he fell.
Looked like he tripped to me.
Looked like he fell. People come in here. They're drunk all the time. They blame each other. As long as they ain't fighting, I ain't doing anything."
Well, feeling kind of like iffy about this bar now. I'm just kind of looking at my friends and saying, maybe we shouldn't be here.
Friends look. It's like it's only 10. We only got another 2 hours. We'll just stay away from them.
All right, but if I see something again, I don't know. We gotta do something. And make sure that those again. I don't know. I don't like. This time I'm like continually like looking at those people at the pool table, and just at everyone in general, making sure no one else causes trouble.
You stare for a moment too long, and one of the girls in the back, kind of shaggy strawberry hair, more dirt in her face, more dirt on her face than actual probably makeup. Wide-shouldered, looks off at you and it's like, blows you a kiss, and then she motions, "Come here." 2 fingers.
Uh. Hmm. Can I? Does she seem threatening? Are my alarm bells going off here?
Give me a streetwise and wits roll diff 6. At least 2 successes.
Nope.
Seems pretty harmless.
Well, I'm probably not interested in whatever she has to offer, but actually no, I'm actually not going to go over.
Staying where you are.
Yeah, I don't know this person.
She waits, and she continues to stare at you. Eventually, I'm guessing you do look over again.
Sure. Yeah.
She's got a finger up, flipping you off, and you can't read lips very well, but you know this wonderful 2 words very well.
I just flip her off and I look back and I just continue along with my friends.
You're flipping her off right back?
Yeah.
Roll 6 dice.
This is going to end badly.
Probably.
Uh-oh.
Probably end badly.
Alright then. They do settle down. Eventually, they get to drink and watching the TV. And the TV's pretty bustling. You know, hours pass on from 9 to 10, 10 to 11. You hear about former California Senator Robert Thorne announcing he's running on the Republican national ticket for the vacant seat in New Hampshire. You hear a little bit about gang warfare in Boston and sort of around the local inner city area. FBI raids in a small college town near Newton called Mount Ida, the resulting explosion. Silver mine production restarting with a new end-of-year permit at a local New Hampshire mine, expected to bring well over 500 jobs. A body being found at the New Hampshire-Massachusetts line, no markings, police are investigating, and eventually a Ryan Seacrest type is flashing and smiling, pointing to the ball overhead as the hour moves on. Anyone want to do anything while this is happening?
Oh, the ball.
Is the countdown starting?
You got about a good 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, I look to my friends and I look at Dominic again. And I say, well, 40 minutes. Let's, I guess, just wait here. But then I should probably get you guys back after that. It's getting some weird vibes here. You guys are lucky that I don't drink.
Sabrina, anything you want to do?
I feel like I'm probably going to leave shortly after midnight too, so probably just end it on like a rum and coke or something. Just end this like regretful night with something good.
30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. At around 10
Um,
minutes, yeah?
So I think at like the 10-minute mark, Station just goes like, screw it, I'm just gonna get another beer because like probably wants to like chill with his friends like as 2019 comes to a beginning.
Get up,
Symbolic.
get a beer. And as you walk
Yeah.
back, the individual from before motions like he's going to stand up. However, before he does, that long, dark-haired individual in the trench coat decides to stand up himself. He takes one step before you take yours, getting in front of you, and walking right up into the face of the smaller individual in that blue mailman-like jacket. They're exchanging words. What are you doing?
I kind of like try and like stay away from that individual earlier. I was kind of like glancing the side eye and like just try and get a beer as quick as possible and like just get back to my table.
Words are getting a little bit more heated. More fucks, more screws, more get out of here's. You could feel the energy in their words start to rise.
Oh. And do I get the beer before like they like explode or?
Oh, you have your beer. It tastes wonderful right now. Honestly, it's probably
Oh,
some
okay.
a sip of ambrosia. The gods themselves have poured it to you. Anybody else?
I also hear this argument going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to actually hear what's being said because I'm nosy.
What do you think? Why don't we go? You trying to be nosy in the stealthy way, or nosy in the what's going on obvious way?
Like I'm trying to hear and like parse hear through the noise of the bar to try to hear what these people are arguing about.
There's an energy in the room as the hour of the year starts to end. Perception. We'll go with expression. Difficulty 5. I want at least one success, maybe 2.
Wait, that's not 5. Okay, there we go. I had it at 7. That's 3 successes.
It's very good. You hear one of them mutter something about "get your tainted ass out of here," and the other one laughs, cackling donkey sounds.
Huh. That's a weird thing to say to someone, even if they are assholes. But yeah, generally, like, do I like feel? So I feel the energy in the room. I guess. Well, he has a martial arts background, so he's probably been briefed at least at one point in his life to like read the room and get into sort of a ready mode as things are about to happen. And so I would say Condor is like just putting his root beer down. He's kind of keeping tabs on his friends because he's feeling a little bit protective of them, and like making sure not, again, just like trying to watch in case something crazy happens because he feels like something's happening.
You gonna come over?
No, but I am going to watch and just like prepare myself. In fact, if anything, I'd probably be warning my friends to, hey, like something's up. Like maybe we should like, I don't know, stuff like that.
Sabrina, you up to anything?
I'll say I probably see this fight going on.
Mm-hmm.
I must say, I'll probably like walk over and try and be like, "Hey guys, it's New Year's. Can we please just like not have a fight for now? Just like need to wait a few more minutes, and then you guys can leave and take this elsewhere."
The short one looks right up at you and spits you in your face.
They're all short to me.
The very short one.
Oh my god.
I love
It's
you
true.
so much. The short one who hit on you earlier lifts his lips up and goes right in your face. How you feeling about that?
I'm going to resist the urge to slam my glass into his face.
How about you roll willpower? Let's see how that resist is going.
All right.
Lego.
Wait, did it roll?
I don't see it.
Roll, submit. Oh wait, submit. That's for difficulty 6.
Base 6. I usually almost always get with 6. So 0 successes?
Well, it says there's a 6. Oh wait, no, it was a
You
1.
get a
It
1 in
canceled.
there too.
Yeah.
This is a botch.
That was close to a botch.
What's your dex and brawl?
My dex and brawl.
Yeah.
I have a 2 dex and a 0 brawl.
Wow.
Roll
Oh my god.
dex and melee. We're gonna use your bottle. Difficulty 5.
So that's 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Or dex and melee.
Mm-hmm.
5 roll.
Roll damage.
All right. How do I do that again?
So, the damage of an improvised weapon here, I believe, I can look this up within about 3 seconds if you catch me this. Improvised weapon such as a broken bottle is going to be your strength plus 1. Difficulty
Strength
6.
Strength plus 1.
Now,
Difficulty
normally
6.
how this game works is you have to have at least 1 successes. That's sort of your buy-in. If you get 0 successes, it means you didn't hit. But if you have 1 success, it means you hit. And then you roll damage by taking the number of successes you hit. This is more to the crowd. Minus 1, because that's your buy-in. Make sure you hit. And you just got 2 right there.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Two successes.
So the ball goes back. It's swinging. Straight 10? Straight 10. Nice. That's... Yeah. Reaches back. Moves forward. You're going to smash the bottle right in his face, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Do me one more favor while you're doing this.
Roll 6 dice.
7 dice.
Oh.
7.
You managed to smash that ball right in his face, leaving a glittery roar of diamond-colored shards all over his wonderful, adoring, broken nose. And then something comes out. Something that feels so wonderfully good. It's a release. It's like somebody turned the valve on a pipe that's just overflowing. Years from now, assuming you're alive years from now, you're always going to remember the smell. The tainted beer on the floor from someone tripping earlier, the rush of excitement of so many individuals all around you. How you felt, your body on fire, burning with anger. How dare they? And before you realize it, you're tasting blood. There's a blink The whole room seems to just shift, like a bomb went off and nobody seemed to notice. There's no yells, there's no screaming, at least not at first. That will come in a few seconds. But where once was a very tall, 7-foot-tall, gothy individual, now stands a, we'll say, 13-foot-tall monster reaching her arm back after attacking with a bottle, and now swiping with her left hand to ruin this individual that dare offended her. Connor, your friends are staring at this. One of them muttering in horror, blinking irregularly, lower lip shifting.
I wait. They all look dazed, and I assume.
Dazed. One of them just starts yelling and screaming.
I try to get their attention, and I say, "Get to the cars now! Leave!"
You are unfazed, but the impact of this wolf appearing causes something to arise in yourself. Roll me 8 dice.
Oh boy. Oh my god.
We're about to have some fun here.
And Sagan, it's a similar experience. Oh boy, you're fucked too.
What the fuck?
Oh, no.
You can
66 or execute order 66.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Execute
9.
order 66.
Hey Sagan, roll 10 dice for me.
Okay.
It's a similar experience for you.
Seijun, by the way.
Seijun. Seijun.
Okay, I'm rolling 10 dice. Okay.
It's a
10
similar
dice.
experience
Here we
for
go.
you. Your friends are chittering. One of them starts screaming loudly. And there's a rush inside your head. A beautiful echoing howl. And before you know it, as the wonderful woman in the middle is slamming her paw directly onto the pool table, directly through the shorter individual that upset her earlier, she doesn't seem so tall anymore. Something awakens. This is the fun part. This is the fun part.
As much as I can, I'm trying to yell at who would be the most responsible among my friend group. I would probably tell Sophia, get everyone out of here.
And like that, the light of sanity goes out. I need a couple rolls from people. I want people to take their dex, plus their brawl, plus their strength, plus their melee, and to roll it twice and remember this number.
Can you write that down?
Dex plus brawl, strength, dex, brawl, melee. Roll that twice. Remember this number.
Dex.
Strength, dex, draw, melee, so 6 dice twice.
Alright,
Alright,
and
so
that's in Krynos form.
Remember the number of
Oh, Krynos?
successes
Oh, okay.
you get. Straight 6,
Six.
difficulty 6. Just remember the
So,
number of successes.
So wait, strength, dexterity, brawl, and I don't have melee, so that's 9 for me.
Roll it twice. Let me know how many successes you get.
That's 6 for strength, 3 for dex. So that's
Oh, wait, never mind.
11 dice.
Let's see.
So okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What was
And I got a bot, so minus that 1, so I got 5
what was, the,
successes.
what was the difficulty? I'm sorry.
6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 successes.
So you rolled it twice.
Yep.
Count the number of successes.
Yep. Just
Right.
add them up.
Write that down. Write that number down somewhere.
Alright.
Sorry, I was
Yeah, we're just writing it down in the chat, bro.
What was it? Difficulty 6?
6.
Yeah.
6. Alright.
While this is unrolling,
Where's my memos?
Oh wait, I think I forgot to add the Krynos bonus, so I think I'm gonna roll 6 more die.
reroll it again if you want.
More
With
dice.
your if you can roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that first roll.
Oh, I didn't use my stats either. God damn it! I'm sorry. Hold on.
I was
Try
really
to-
confused why I had the highest roll.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
I fucked up. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
wait, do
gang.
11 or 1 subtract still?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's only 3 for my first one.
So
And
while this
1,
is going
2,
on,
3,
the room seems
5,
to spin.
7,
There's a
Nice.
feeling around it, an energy.
Okay, I corrected it to 8 successes.
Alright, so that's 9 successes total.
8 and 9. Lovely.
Sorry, I need to redo it again. Is there an easy... Hold on. So my base
No rush.
stats...
There's no rush. You can roll it now. You can roll it later. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm going to serrage you with a sense of calm as your world gets rocked. Everything is spinning. Things are on fire. You hear something, a guttural swear. You'll pay for that, Garu.
Oh boy.
And don't forget we use V5 critical roll.
Just
Okay,
keep track
so-
of it. Just keep track.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what it is. Just keep track of it. You hear the woman in the back who blew a wonderful kiss at you, Connor, muttering, "Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up." And they seem this girl a little bit more distorted, like a funhouse mirror. Twisted, shifting. One of them seems to spit at you again, and it hurts, it stings, it burns like, well, burns like a battery acid. Sabrina, it doesn't feel good, does it?
Not really, probably.
What do you do to this one when someone spits on you?
I'm probably going to attempt to like hit them with a pool cue.
Call your shot. Call it as a stunt. What are you doing?
Yeah, attack them, I guess.
Pretend that you have, for the sake of this exercise, 10 successes on your win. Describe it for me.
Oh. Probably like just rip them in half. Is that like the thing that you're asking? I'm not sure.
You're going to take him, grab him, pull the torso one way, the legs another way, twist him like a soft-baked pretzel.
I'll say, if you've seen Deadpool 2, I juggernaut him.
Oh!
Oh.
That's fun. Connor, this doesn't feel good. It feels great. Girl that blew a kiss at you earlier and flipped you off. Before you know it, her finger is in your hand. Anything else you do?
Probably... This would be brutal. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
10 successes on your damage roll. Think of it like that.
I grab her by the arm, and I fling her into the nearby wall. I run up to her and I, like, disembowel her, I guess.
Just throw her off to the side.
Yeah.
Have a wall in particular? You like the Street Fighter corner? The bar itself? Maybe the Street Fighter? How about the news? Do you have a particular corner?
I'll throw her into the Street Fighter, sort of thing. So basically, just so I know, I'm not in control of myself at
You
this
have
moment.
absolutely no control. You were a child in a candy store with a credit card.
Yep, and so okay, I do that, and I grab her by the arm, and I just fling her into the Street Fighter corner, and yeah.
Small explosion. A rattling. You might smell... No. Did you remember? Maybe you remember the smoke. It's hard to tell years later. Sejun,
Yes.
do you have any particular disembowelment moves you'd like to share with the class?
Just... I'm not sure. Well, like, I guess what's like, what the guy that like, the guy that like tripped me earlier. He's like already dead, isn't he?
No, he's still alive. He's alive. He's looking on in horror, and his tongue looks a lot longer than you expected, like a lizard. Huh? That's a little strange.
So, I guess like he just like goes up to. I have the same like 10 successes thing, right? It's just like. And kind of like go walk up to him and like just like walk up. I'm sorry. I'm not like really used.
Don't worry
to,
about it.
like,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
wolves.
about it.
Yeah. Okay.
How about
just,
this?
like-
How about this? It's a wonderful bit of irony as you go and you just sort of remove his leg from his body.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Bit of a scream, bit of a yell. From then on in, the world moves in flashes like a Polaroid picture. You remember a bit of it, and then you don't. There are gaps. One thing you do remember is a trench coat coming off. An individual looking out to you saying, "Stop, stop." You're not sure why, but it's friendly, but you can't listen. One of you might take a swing on him, and he seems to jump back. Another one of you
Yeah.
might charge at him again, and you actually hit him. That's when you smell one more wolf. The man in the tan jacket rears up, and he's in a beautiful, dark-colored coat, tall as you. He's snarling, he's howling. He motions, "Come on." Anyone want to attack this guy?
I would probably be, in my just rage, probably have ripped the lady's arm off and just, like, turned away and just... I don't know, if I'm not in control of myself, I probably would, like, stalk forward. Like, not really sure, even in this state, probably not even sure what I'm going to do.
Roll me your Dex and Brawl. How about that? Remember your form bonus.
Yep, I have it activated. Me find. Sorry. Still trying to get used to roll 20 after all, or specifically Werewolf roll 20. Dex and Brawl, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What difficulty?
6.
3 successes.
Let's see here. I'll have him dodge this one because this is actually an important roll. Let's see what he does. He's got a pretty good roll here for this. Yeah, we'll do that. Come on. There we go. Tie goes to the defender in this case. He manages to slide back, bowl over a set of chairs. His tail flicks off a table. Dodges your attack. He snarls at you once more. He's gonna use...
I snarl at him back.
Let's see here. Do I want to use this? Yeah, why not? We can have a little fun with this. Alright. Sabrina, you up to anything?
If I'm not in control of my anger right now, I'd probably rip the TV off the wall as soon as Robert Thorne shows up and just break it.
Robert
that guy.
Thorne shows up. Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Fuck that guy.
Robert. I'm very impressed you recognize the name. That's all I'm going to say. Because I was wondering that no one would.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't, but I figure it sounds like he's just, I don't know, I have a feeling.
You ever play
Look, you guys
Bloodlines?
Oh, wait, is it that joke from Bloodlines?
He's one of the guys running in Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Fuck that guy, yeah.
You haven't asked yet when, but in my alternate version of reality, he's the president of the United States in the V5 game. Just...
I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly okay. He takes one look at you, Connor, and he shoots a look, and you just don't want to move anymore. You're frozen.
Wait, who does the trench coat? The other wolf? I just don't want to move. Okay, then I don't move.
The other two, however, he makes a little bit of a snarl, an ushering cry, which I'm going to call a taunt. A murmur to follow. If you guys wish, roll me your willpower.
Willpower.
Straight will.
I will.
Diff
I
6.
will do that.
Difficulty 6.
Diff 6. For the most part, I try to stay within Diff 6,
50.
because it's easy, and I'll go off the actual successes.
2. Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, okay, it's not a botch, but still.
Anyone that didn't get 4 successes,
Wait, does it count as a botch if I have 1 though?
No, it only counts as a botch if you don't, if none of your dice meet the target number.
correct. So
Oh,
a botch, if for those that are watching at home, happens when someone rolls 0 successes. So none of their dice are above the target, which is 6. So they have 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then they at least have 1, 1. If they were to roll another, which is like a 10 and a 10, but they happen to roll with their other 3 dice, 1, 1, 1, 3 ones, their ones exceed. That's a bad example because of crit rolls. If it's 9, 9, and then it's 3 ones, the 3 ones subtract. So for every dice you get above your target, it counts as a success. But for every 1 you get, it removes a success. If your ones exceed, but you have at least 1 success, it's not a botch. Botches are very bad.
Yeah. Can confirm.
So I got the number 4.
Ty goes to the
successes,
defender
I
in
think.
this one. He motions to follow. Come out the room. He yells and snarls and runs for the door. Connor, Sabrina, you chase after him. There's something about him that you need to follow. Sejun,
Okay.
you're still in the bar. You're still very, very angry. Give me one
Okay.
more roll. Take your dex, take your strength, take your brawl, take your melee, roll it once more, and add it to the number I told you to remember earlier.
Okay. So that's 2 plus 4 plus 4 in Krinos, and that means it's 10 d10s.
Count your
Difficulty,
successes.
difficulty 6, right?
Diff 6, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
2.
Lovely.
6 successes to that, and so total was now 14.
More flashes, more cuts on the Polaroid picture. You can't remember what happens. You don't remember what's going on. You see faces, you hear screams. Some you remember, some you'll never forget. You'll hear one more howl. You look to the front door, the door you came in. There's warmth, there's flames around you. He sings something enticing, something alluring.
Enticing?
Yeah. Gotta look at the wall
There's.
real quick.
You said there's flames around me?
There's flames, you can see them around the bar,
Oh boy.
on the ceiling.
So.
And there's a sound
Guess-
towards the entrance that's enticing.
Cause I guess there's pretty much no choice left for me but to like get out of the flames.
Are you gonna run? You have partial control. If you want to do something complex, it takes a point of willpower and a willpower roll. But right now, every instinct in you says what when you see flames?
I run, yeah.
Run, run, run.
Let's go with that.
You smell the scents of other wolves. Howl and cry of others. You want to follow this. You want to go with that or resist?
So, so I think I remember. Do I remember the other two people that like turned into
Don't remember
the werewolves?
names. You remember smells. You remember a
Oh,
woman and a man.
their smells.
You remember the smell of taint on the floor and blood on the ceiling and fire under your nose.
I try and follow them.
Gonna follow him?
Yeah. I don't know what.
You run. 3 of you. Over the river, through the woods. No grandmother, though. You run and run. Into the woods. Up mountains. Sometimes you're leading, sometimes you're chasing. Sometimes you're behind. Sometimes you're ahead. Sometimes there's 3 of you, sometimes there's 4 of you. Until finally you reach the highest peak that you know. And the sky opens up, and through a raining trickle of light overhead, you see the moon. A golden, splashing gasp of neon overhead. And then you wake up. It's a cabin that you don't know. Covers you don't know. Probably looks a little bit like, well, let me pull up my wonderful notes. You guys want a break? 5-minute break?
Sure.
Sure.
Take 5.
I'll be right
Alright.
back.
I'm gonna go grab some water.
Let's see how much I tormented the chat. I have a cat in my lap that keeps wanting to jump on it and sink her claws in. But yes, I will be right back. Alright, boys and girls, let me know when you're back.
I'm here.
That's 1. Did I scar you already?
So I think we may or may not have killed everyone else in the bar. I don't know. But I guess it's fine.
Too much? You have an X card if you need to use it.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah.
Werewolf can be a very upsetting game at times. And in general, first changes are never they're never pleasant. I had a Black Fury Galliard who had her first change where she went to a frat bar and someone was drinking with her, and some things didn't turn out well for the frat bar. Other people have more peaceful first changes. Some will do it like they're sleeping.
I am back.
Come back. Some people have a very calm first change. Those are rare. I didn't think you guys would do it in the first night, but I kind of pushed you a little bit. I figured at least one person would have walked out that door, and I'd have to go to plan B.
All right, back.
Welcome back. I'm going to start things up again. So, as I was saying, first changes are never pleasant stories, but you wake up. The room you're in, it's old. Old white walls, a decade past painting, old hardwood floors, probably at least a couple months since their last sweeping. Old ceilings with paint curling like the tip of a husky's tail. Inside there are 4 beds, and at the corner of those 4 beds of this probably around mid-sized family room are 3 humans tucked under the covers, all seen by the light of a single window showcasing the first lights of Helios' dawn. It's still cold outside, and for whatever reason you might have, the gravity of bed doesn't want to release its cold. There are questions. There are smells of last night still lingering on your nose, a dream of what might have happened, what was real, still turns in your brain. The stench of blood not your own, the feeling of rage on your tongue. Rage. There's another smell, a pungent aroma of hazelnut-tinted coffee in the air. There's movement outside, a creaking, adjusting of boards from the house settling around, but wherever it's coming from hasn't come in to you. You may lift out of bed, you may roll over, you might stay. I leave that to you, but that is where we are now.
First important question. Do I have pants?
You are as nude as the day you came into this world.
Good, then I'm probably not going to get up just yet.
Like, set up, wrap the blanket around me, and just look around. That's the last time I drank rum and coke. Like, I don't recognize anything.
Nope.
Objective 1, get pants. Objective 2, figure out what's happening.
So, yeah, also, I kind of want to get pants, but you said that there was like white walls with paint, like falling off. So, Sajan's first instinct is that this could be a mental asylum, and he might want to get out of here as soon as possible. So, kind of like slowly gets up and kind of like tries to like wrap the covers of the bed around his waist, around himself, like to like hide himself. And like does he recognize any of the other 2 people around him?
I'm gonna usually require a roll, but for this, no. You definitely recognize each other. One is the tall woman. How could you forget her? She's beautiful. The other one was... I think you remember Connor.
I don't think I described Connor well enough, but, well, he doesn't... Well, I would describe his clothes, but basically he has thick, curly brown hair and a beard. He's a bit scruffy looking. Probably needs a haircut soon.
Yeah, I would say, Sabrina would be hard to forget. She's a tall, long, almost waist-length, like, auburn ginger hair. Like, hard to forget, probably.
I'll ask for pictures later.
I'll have to find one.
Okay.
Rock on.
So, Sajin takes a look at the other two and says that we kind of need to get out of here. We kind of need to get out of here.
Does this like room look like a sort of Ash versus Evil Dead serial killer cabin, or like a old boy cabin, or like?
Looks like a vacation house by the
boy.
beach.
I groan, and I also actually just kind of like is the cover like I take the top cover and just wrap it around myself, sort of like a almost like a sort of skirt thing, I guess, just to make myself look decent.
Okay.
I stand up.
I'll say I do the same.
You stand up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened last night, and I don't feel right. I don't know, I actually feel right, but not right, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know this place.
Yeah, I somehow feel both hungover and completely fine at the same time.
Wait. My friends. God, I hope they're okay. I need to find them. Well, should we just go?
Yeah, let's.
Any of
Yeah,
you
let's,
guys
like,
know where we are?
I have no idea. I don't have a phone, I don't have my wallet, or I don't have anything.
Yeah, it's just myself and like nothing else right now.
I'd say-
That's-
There's no like handy chest with our possessions in it anywhere in the room, is there?
I mean, I'd
There
hope
is not.
so, but
There's a drawer inside, but nothing in it.
So do we remember? What do we remember of like last night? Do we remember following some other people, quote unquote, here? Do you remember the trench coat guy and that sort of stuff?
Oh, my friend. You're gonna hate me for saying this. You remember everything.
Oh boy. Oh god. I killed
all of
someone.
us or just.
You remember everything.
Oh, okay.
It's not all clear. The flashes. Not all of it. It's about as foggy as a night drinking Everclear. But you remember the fire. You remember taking someone's leg. You remember taking someone's finger. You remember putting your hand through someone's body. You remember being a lot taller than you should be. You remember the fire. You remember the screams. You remember running. And you remember how good so much of it felt.
Guys, did I kill Robert Thorne last night?
No, but I'm pretty sure I just. I actually.
What?
Connor does stutter. He's like, I think I killed someone. And I just
Yeah, I
kind of.
might have as well.
Yeah, I kind of like stagger a bit and try to steady myself. Like, oh god, I fucking killed someone.
I think I might have too, but I don't think I did.
Are you sure?
So what do you guys remember?
This. This is crazy.
Look,
Sejin is like,
maybe this is some sort of like New Year's prank someone did.
I don't know. But all I know is I have friends back there that they were there. I need to find them.
yeah, I have friends back there as well.
Any of you remember how we got here?
I remember running. I remember following someone.
Some guy in a trench coat. I don't know. That turned into a wolf. Weird.
That's the impossible part.
Outside, there's a groaning of floorboards. Whatever it is coming a little bit closer.
Wait, shh.
All right. You said there was like a dresser there.
There is a dresser in the room. Not much else.
I'd like to take a drawer out and just like hide behind the door.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Gets closer. Closer. There is a tap on the door. Guys awake?
Who are you?
Door opens just a little bit. Head sticks its way through. It says, "Guys want some coffee? Guys drink coffee?"
I look at Sabrina and Sejun, and I'm like, okay, who are you? Well, where are we? And
Kind of
where
a
are my pants?
What did you do to us last night?
Kind of a short individual, maybe
What
5'7"
happened?
if he's lucky. Dark hair, dark complexion that shows perhaps a strong Mediterranean heritage. He's lean from years of living off the land, but in very good shape. Loose, comfortable clothing, with little regard for, well, any form of official style. University of New Hampshire shirt, blue jeans. Just get a little bit of a smile. So, oh, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Do you think this is a joke?
You might want to sit down, guys. You might want to sit down.
I think I'd prefer standing.
I think I prefer you telling us what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he walks right in, looks at the drawer overhead. I think that's for clothing, but he probably could knock me out with that. Anyway, he walks over to that fourth bed, untouched, sheets still in there, hops right on it, crosses his legs in a lotus pose, and says, "So, you guys made history last night."
What are you talking about?
What kind of history?
In all the years, in all the decades that we've been doing this, we've never had 3 in one night.
Is this
We
like
have what?
some sort of weird University of like New Hampshire hazing thing?
Nah, I'm not even really from around here. I grew up a little bit over the border, but they asked me to do this because I'm the only Galliard here.
Oh, what?
Galliard. It's code for storyteller. I'm supposed to tell you the story.
Oh.
What do you guys remember?
Code.
So I think I hit a guy with a glass, and then there was some blood, and then I think I punched Robert Thorne, and then I ran out into the woods.
Robert Thorne. That would be Misha. Okay.
I remember taking a woman's finger and then throwing her into the Street Fighter machines, and then probably tearing her arm off, and then running as well. Then a fire.
Pretty good. Okay. High
I
score.
remember pulling a guy's leg out, and then there was a lot of blood and screaming and flames and wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. There's no easy way around this. You aren't entirely human anymore.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't exactly leave us off on that.
It's the easiest way to do it. You have heard the stories. Some people believe in those lovely little sparkling Vampires.
Wait, we're vampires?
No.
Wait, really? Don't feel like a vampire.
Not a vampire.
That explains the blood taste.
Other one. Werewolf.
Oh,
Oh.
It's
No.
not, it's not
makes
so bad. It's not so bad.
more sense than vampires, at
It's
least.
not so bad. And
I don't know
What do you
it
mean
is.
it's not so bad? Like,
Yeah, I just killed someone. I mean, she was kind of an asshole, but
Yeah,
I just killed someone.
I'm just realizing that I actually probably killed someone too.
he motions his hands up, palms out. Guys, it's a lot. I get it. It's a lot. But the easiest way to deal with it is just take it slow. Breathe. Whatever happened last night wasn't entirely you.
Just like, wait a minute. So hold on, back up. Just so we are covering some bases here. I don't remember being bitten by anything.
Yeah, I have to say, I've seen the Lon Chaney thing. Like, are we supposed to get bit and then like, or someone curses us and then like something happens?
I don't think I ran into a witch that cursed me or anything like that.
I'll say, I mean, I'm kind of a jerk to some people, but I'm nice to most people, so I don't know why I'd be cursed.
So a lot of those stories are really just ways people throw others off the track, if you will. They're not real. You don't get bit by a werewolf, or at least not in most of the stories I've heard, and become one.
you get dreams.
Actually, those are quite common. Nightmares as
lovely.
well.
Oh,
Right.
lovely. I have experience with that.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, ever since I was young, I've had either really fucking weird dreams or outright nightmares about battles and winter and just monsters and other weird shit.
Yeah. Any recent?
About a week ago,
Yeah. Same.
the sky rose and cracked, and the ground was shaking, and there was howling. I didn't know what to make of it then, but I guess this kind of makes more sense in context.
His eyes lift up a little bit. Some of the words you say, but the calm, steady demeanor is quick to return. He's like, "Huh, that's about. It's about right for those that haven't changed yet, to have dreams, to have memories that aren't entirely their own, to have feelings of, well, you're not entirely human."
Um. Wow. I can't even believe that this is happening. Like, is this? This just feels impossible.
Okay, where are the cameras?
Yeah. Like.
This isn't funny. Where are the cameras?
He dips
Wait,
his head down, chin to his chest. He's trying to hide the smile like an actor trying not to corpse on stage.
I guess Satan is like, I don't know, this just everything just feels surreal still.
Okay. And he stands up. Watch. He motions his hands forward as if a magician to show there's nothing up his sleeve. What sleeves? It's a short sleeve shirt in the middle of winter. Hands fold together as if he's trying to generate a little bit of static electricity between his fingers. He then puts them forward once more, and he shifts down, muscles bending, bones twisting, features altering, right off into a black wolf with a star-shaped patch across his chest and streaks of white fur along his belly, sides, and flanks. A wolf. Bigger than a husky, right before your very eyes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit.
And then, as if the whole scene was a VHS tape and somebody hit rewind, plays back in reverse, shifting back into a human, t-shirt, jeans, and sandals and all.
Okay.
Still
You're not.
think
So
there are
you're not.
cameras?
Okay, so you're not lying.
You're going to be able to do it too someday.
So at this point, Sage can kind of like instinctively like tries thinking of doing it at the moment. I don't know.
You're going to try to shift?
Yeah, I don't think he has any idea of what he's doing, but I guess like he's gonna try.
I'd like to try too, actually.
I'm going to make it a really high difficulty. I'm going to want at least, we'll say, a couple successes. Maybe 2 or 3. But it's going to be Stamina Primal Urge. Difficulty, go with 9.
Oh, make sure you switch off Krinos for him.
Hamad's
Okay.
Ball.
Sure.
Untrained, unexperienced.
Stamina plus primal urge.
Yep, that's the base roll.
Difficulty.
And
what is it,
difficulty
6?
Difficulty 9. You have to have,
9.
Could I try too?
You may try as well.
Alright, so it's stamina plus primal urge 9.
Definitely looking for more than 1 success. It's my roll.
Only 1. That was close though.
Stamina.
I got 1.
1 is nothing to be ashamed of on a difficulty 9. We'll get that difficulty down very quickly. You feel something stir inside you. Something wants to be let out. Something so close. It's friendly. But like a dog without a leash, it's not coming out just yet. In fact, it's quite annoyed that you even considered it to be a dog. Don't call it that.
To myself mentally, sorry.
So, it's not a curse. That's what everyone always asks. Most of us consider it a blessing, though that's arguable among some of our tribes. And it's not without its burdens, as many of us learn.
So what, are we going to like turn into those things again on the full moon or something?
No. You do it on really whenever you want. Though some of us are a little bit psychosomatic with the moon. Maybe you guys are, maybe you weren't.
It wasn't the full moon last night, was it?
It was it was, excuse me,
Wait.
a crescent moon.
Good thing I don't, Good thing I don't have jewelry or anything, because gotta avoid silver from now on, probably, huh? Or is that not true?
It's true. I could take one of my claws and draw it down your arm, and it would probably heal by the time you took a second look at it. But silver is our weakness. You can be killed by many things, but a silver bullet, a silver sword. You ever have allergies before?
I had, or, well, maybe I don't anymore, have tree allergies.
It's like a bad allergy.
This is just nuts.
It is. It's a lot. Too often people throw up when they hear about this. They scream. We've had to chase a couple of them down and tell them it's okay. But it's gonna be okay. I'll save a lot of the more complex stuff for later. It gets kind of crazy, but for now, all you really need to know is you're okay.
What's your name?
Everyone calls me Shallow Tracks. I was just born not too far from here, Malden, but everyone calls me Shallow Tracks, or Jonathan Rossini if you wish.
Shallow Tracks.
Shallow Tracks or Jonathan.
God. Well, fair's fair, I guess. My name's Connor.
Nice to meet you, Connor.
Nice to meet you, I guess. My name's Sejun Kong. I'm Korean, as you can probably see.
Yeah, that's a little bit... Are you from around here?
No, I'm not. I'm from Korea. And I don't know how I got into the situation.
We can figure it out, but you have to trust me a little bit. And you,
I
miss?
can.
Sabrina is mostly shell-shocked at this moment. And kind of like looks up in surprise at being acknowledged. Sabrina Janie Jameson.
Twist his nose a little bit at that name. Looks as if he's going to say something, but then shakes his head, deciding the better of it. Okay.
I need to get back to my car. I need to make sure something's okay.
What's that?
I left something in there. I don't want to lose it.
What particularly?
Earrings my mom gave me.
I'm going to advise maybe you just we'll can you give us maybe the license plate number? I'll make sure somebody can get whatever's in there out for you. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. Just
she writes it down, and well, I guess she doesn't have anything to write it down, but she tells him, I guess.
he's gonna take it and say, okay, this number. He's gonna close his eyes for a second, and then okay, smile. All right, cool. Well, I'm sure your car's okay.
Now, this has been... I assume you've been a great help to us. Thanks for bringing us here, but there were people at the bar, my friends. I need to make sure they're okay. I need to get back.
Just don't worry about them for right now. It's probably don't worry about them right this second. Just relax.
Wait,
Do you like some
what?
coffee?
Wait, hold on. Are they okay? Do you know?
Look, guys, it's probably best that you just take some breaths, have some coffee, some breakfast. At least have some breakfast. Right now, you know, Trevor's a really good cook. He's surprisingly good for bacon and eggs.
At this point, Sejun is like, wait, I need to call my parents.
Connor at this point is just like growling. He doesn't want this delay.
You probably can't call your parents right now. Where are your parents from?
They're in Korea.
Eyes will lift a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to sound like the crazy kidnapper. That's what this is always going to sound like. But let's just kind of figure out really how best to handle you, and we'll talk out how to get in touch with your parents a little bit later on. Just some breakfast. That's all. That's all. That's all. And if you don't like what we say, and you don't want to go along with it, well, we'll work something out. How's that sound?
All right.
Sejun slowly nods.
Just can I ask one more thing before we go?
Not going too far. Just literally a couple halls down. Bacon
I
and
just-
eggs.
So if we're not bitten, how did this happen to us?
That I'm going to answer over breakfast.
All right.
Motions to the door, opens it, takes a right. The whole room creaks and groans. Old floorboards in the winter tend to do that. As he nears, the smell of hazelnut coffee and over-oiled eggs and bacon comes to mind. Walking down the hall, well, you see sort of a smaller individual, maybe 5'5", short Latino man in his mid-20s, dark brown eyes, short black hair. He's got a nice white apron on that says "Kiss the Cook," blue jeans. Seems to be handling about 4 or 5 burners on now, cooking eggs, bacon. One of them has toast. Doesn't acknowledge the group as they come in. It's a normal kitchen. Some pantries. A lot of nice brown wooden cabinets. In the middle is a center countertop with 4 high-rise chairs, sort of around a nice blocky square table. Already there's plates, napkins, eggs, some ketchup, and if you choose, some hot sauce as he starts to shovel some of the eggs and sausage from the plates. He doesn't say a word, just continues cooking. Jonathan goes, TF, you know what, just keep making it, TF, don't worry about it. And the cook nods, grunts, and continues. So, take a seat, guys.
I do. Sit down.
Take a seat. And while you guys are sitting, he ends up taking out of his pocket a small, well, it's a butter knife, but at once it feels weird. It feels awkward. It's like someone has just dropped a poisoned frog in front of you, and at once you know it's a little bit eerie to be around. He takes it in his fingers and kind of twists it back and forth between his index and thumb, kind of like if he was twirling a pen between his fingers. So, who wants to go first?
Excuse me.
Well, what are we doing?
Well,
What?
I mentioned the whole werewolf thing. I didn't mention the whole spirit thing, so that's kind of the awkward part.
Wait, like a ghost? Wait, hold on. Are ghosts real?
Are werewolves ghosts?
In a way, kinda. You're not exactly human. Half wolf, half human, half spirit, half flesh, half divine, half mortal. That's why the French called it the dog of God, if you will.
Is this like kind of like an alternate side of ourselves, like an alternate self?
Yeah, I'm still trying to like wrap my head around the metaphysics.
Yeah, don't think too much on that.
Yeah, this is sounding like a cult more and more.
You know, it's not too far removed from a cult, to be perfectly honest. But at the same time, most cults can't say with unprecedented infallibility that their god is real.
All right. So what's this? What do we need to do?
Well, I have to stab you.
Oh, what?
Excuse me?
I have to stab you.
Stab?
It's a butter knife. It's not gonna hurt. It's gonna sting, but it's made of silver.
Is this like some creepy like you need our blood thing to register us, or I don't know. I have no idea.
It's not vampire-ish, or however they do it. There's no real blood thing, but
It's like if we like run away, you're going to use our blood to track us down and kill us.
If you ran away, we'd probably have to come and find you.
Well, let's hopefully not get to that point.
I guess we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so like, I guess running away isn't good.
If you're going to keep us here, can you at least get us some pants and shirts?
I would like pants.
Yeah, I would love some clothing.
Trevor, can you do me the favor? And the man behind the counter gruffs a little bit and then nods, turning off the burners, while Jonathan hops up on one of the counters, not too far away, keeping an eye on him. He walks out the room over to what you can assume is the front door by the sort of rush of cold air entering the room, and then outside. You hear a pattering of steps. Something's moving quick. So, pants are coming.
Cool.
It requires just a little bit of blood and a silver knife, and I have to sing a song of... They're called Pangea, but I can kind of wing it with you guys.
Pangea?
Yeah.
Like the whole, like, Earth is one continent thing?
Yeah, I can kind of wing it and just sort of hum the opening bars of the HMS Pinafore, but it's really just for show.
Alright, just get this over with, and I, like, give him my left arm.
Takes your hand, cups it in his right, matching his, his grip around yours. He ends up tapping your arm with the tip of the knife. It's a butter knife, not very sharp, but it stings. Feels like a little bit of a bee sting each little tap. Way more than you would expect any sort of dill knife to feel like this. He puts the very, very tip to your skin and draws down as if he was unzippering your forearm. At once, blood comes up, and it stings. This isn't sharp, this isn't smooth. He mutters something. Low, echoing, a bit of a song. He ends up closing his eyes, as if hearing some invisible notes only he can notice. And then shooting his eyes open. It's like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
So, do I have cancer or something?
You're probably not going to get cancer. You have some German in your blood, don't you?
I mean, Germanic, I guess, sure. Why?
So there is a tribe of wolves in that sort of Germanic area. They're called the Get of Fenris. Maybe you've heard of Fenrir of Norse mythology.
The wolf that is bound until the end of the world.
He's tied up to something called the Glyphnir, which I'm told is a really bad anime right now. I don't like the guys.
Wolf, what?
But he's actually they're what you've heard might not exactly be so true. He's the sort of every one of the tribes have a totem spirit. Yours is the Great Wolf Fenris. He's similar to what you know if you know of something of Norse mythology, but he's real.
What?
Very mistreated.
And wait, you said tribes before. I look at my new companions and I say we don't know what that is in this context.
Drive?
Tribes.
Tribe. Right.
Like some kind of like identification thing, like.
Right. How to do this? So every one of us werewolves, I know it's a word that's just awkward for you to hear. Every one of us from the earliest point of time, we have different stories, different paths of how we came to be. But at the very beginning, there were said to be a number of werewolves. I've heard 16, I've heard 13, I've heard less. But we were wolves. We wandered the earliest notions of land, Pangea, and those wolves went off and formed their own groups. They were known for certain things. Some were good at singing, some were good at fighting, some were good at just running. And that's how we sort of divided out from the very, very first of us.
And the the Get of Fenris are one of these tribes.
They're a race that is, they're warriors. Definitely the most warlike. They value, they value an early death in battle over a peaceful old age, and they're very big on scars of battle. They're definitely, they're definitely fans of blood.
Like berserkers?
Earth Rippers? Not sure what that is.
It's a berserkers.
Oh. Berserkers.
Yes! Though never tell them about wearing the bear shirt. They don't exactly like that. Depends on who you talk to, actually. They're fighters.
I've heard of...
Oh, okay.
Interesting, but I don't know. So you said I'm a little confused. I'm part of them?
Not necessarily. You aren't exactly who your tribe is. But that's where your blood comes from. Maybe one of your parents, maybe both of your parents.
Connor's just laughing. He's like, okay, I'm pretty sure neither of my parents are werewolves.
Well, he takes the knife for a sec, and with his finger he taps the blood. Either of his parents werewolves. He waits, he listens, he's like, huh. Alright. Don't think. No, you're one of the rare 1 in 100s. It's not unheard of, but when a werewolf has... I assume you've been told about the birds and the bees, right, guys?
Yes.
Has relations
Yeah.
with someone that's normal, it produces a kinfolk. Kinfolk is a werewolf that has werewolf blood in them, but never becomes that raging 10-foot-tall monster that you know so well right now. Kinfolk having relations with a Garu has about a 1 in 10, 1 in 9, 1 in 11 chance of producing another werewolf. But every once in a while, two kinfolk can get together and, well, 1 in 100 chance, 1 in 10 and 1 in 10, and they make something that comes out a little bit pure.
This is weird.
It gets weirder. I haven't even started to talk about the whole spirit world and the grand fight. You know what? We're gonna take it slow.
Yeah, sure, that works. So,
Sure.
I inherited, I guess I'm from this tribe, so I'm guessing something, is it like an ancestral sort of thing, like, long ago, my ancestors were werewolves too, or something?
You got it. In most cases, that's how it is.
Fenris.
I mean, I don't think any of my parents are werewolves either, so that's something definitely I'm curious about. And Seijun then kind of like squeamishly like puts out his own left arm. I don't know.
Yeah, I step away so he has room.
Mr. Connor, just so you know, you're also something called a galliard. In addition to tribes, we have auspices. It is what you were born under, what moon, depending on what moon you were born under, determines what role you have in our little society. The full moons, they tend to be mindless murder machines, but just don't tell them that. The new moons tend to be more tricksters, more stealthy, more scouts. In between that, you have your philodoxes on a half moon. They tend to be the judges, the honor bound. On either side of it, we have thurges, the spirit talkers. We'll get to that in a little bit. And the galliards. Emotions wide, storytellers like myself. That's what you are.
Which ones are the crescent moons?
That would be a thurge. Why do you ask?
It's nothing.
So,
Okay, so I tell story. That's weird.
scalliards, I think that's what the Get call themselves. Have you never been drawn to telling stories?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like stories. I like reading stories, and I like writing, and I have an English degree.
The mother
Yeah.
is never wrong. Think about it.
I mean, the dream I had like a week ago. There was a song in it too. I mean, again, I've always liked stories. I grew up with a bunch of like, the stories about young adventurers going off to accomplish some great thing, and I always told the stories true. And I was really good at like understanding meanings and themes of my literature classes.
Nice. Like
But
I
I
said,
didn't-
it
yeah.
manifests in its own little way.
Galliard, wow, okay, this is a lot. And I make sure I give Sagen some room to do this.
Thank you, Connor.
He ends up pouring a little bit of water under the knife, cleaning it, using his own shirt just to make sure there's no blood on it. Tap, tap, taps on your forearm again, checks for rashes, and then once more draws it down your forearm as if unzippering the skin. It stings, burns, might even leave a scar if you're unlucky. Taps it once more, just for good measure. Makes a little blood splatter around the table. Maybe gets into an egg. Who knows? Puts it up, closes his eyes, hums a little bit something. He's like, well then. Huh. So, what was his moon? Okay, yeah, that one is his tribe. Alright. What, his parents? His grandparents? His great-grandparents? Can I go further
Sagen
back?
starts raising his eyebrow at this.
If you catch Connor's eye, he just shrugs like,
His eyes avert. He looks back at you. Okay then. So you have... That's interesting. Definitely born on a new moon. You're a Ragabash.
The trickster thing.
Yeah, the trickster thing. The scout. They're pretty cool. Stealthers. You don't have very much Gyru blood in you, though. Not your parents. Not your grandparents. Something very... Usually there's at least one werewolf 2 or 3 generations back. You're as blank as a board on the day people get let out for summer school.
That's not a common thing, is it?
No, I've never seen it before.
That's not comforting.
There's something... I'm going to try again later with you. I'm going to try something a little bit different. Usually I can see what ancestors your tribe has, but not a thing. Last up, Miss Sabrina, right?
Sabrina?
That would be you, right?
Yes. Sorry, my internet cut out for a second.
You want to try it yourself, miss?
I'd rather you do it. And she holds out her arm and like turns away.
Last one. Cleans off the blade a little bit. Taps your forearm. Make sure it doesn't blister or scar it. A very simple touch. And then, right at the top, he motions down, unzippering, growing just a little bit of blood. Let's see here. Alright. What's her moon? Yeah, that makes sense. What's your tribe? Well then. Huh. That's any of her parents? Really? I wonder. You, Miss Sabrina, to the surprise of myself, are what we call a Black Fury. You ever hear that term before?
I mean, in a couple different contexts, I guess. But like, I don't know.
Once upon a time, well, how do I put this? I actually had my mother was a Black Fury. They don't take they don't take guys for whatever reason. So I wasn't able to join their group. I know her stories very well. She used to tell me them and sing me to sleep. So I know the Black Furies very, very well, and even though I could never be one. I'll probably tell you some of her stories sometime if you'd like. But you have some Black Fury blood in you. My guess is your mom.
I wouldn't really know. I haven't talked to my mom that much.
Yeah. 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 Roll me empathy and perception. Diff 6.
Empathy and perception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I forgot perception was an attribute.
Mm-hmm.
The old system.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got dot empathy, 3 dots perception.
Mhm.
Oh, wait a second, I can just plug it in right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy, difficulty 6.
6.
Please, can I burn a willpower on this?
You may burn a willpower on this. This is probably a good time to do it. So for those that aren't beautiful, for those that aren't paying attention, I allow willpower on non-ones. You had 0 perfect. So I'm basically using the V5 rules for willpower. So 3 successes. Very good roll on that.
I guess I'll just re-roll that 4.
Roll the 4.
7. So
Beautiful.
4 successes.
Nice.
He's a Galliard. And like most Galliards, they end up acting a lot like Gryffindors. They wear their hearts on their sleeve. He's not very good at hiding his emotions. Not exactly sharing everything. But with a pause, awkward as it might be for him, he continues. You're also a Thurge. You know what a Thurge is?
You said the crescent moon.
You remembered. The Thurge are spirit talkers. As weird as this is going to sound, werewolves aren't just sort of monsters of the forests. We talk to the spirits. Spirits of the animals, spirits of fire, water, and the earth. Spirits have even been told that atomic spirits are real. One among us those born under the crescent moon are rather good at talking to the spirits.
So that's what I'm supposed to do? Talk to ghosts or whatever?
They're not exactly ghosts. Ghosts implies that it was a living human being that died. These were never humans. This is more sort of, well, if a fire happens, you're talking to sort of the anthropomorphization of the fire.
Computers have spirits as well.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of them, though they're a little bit different from most of the ones we talk to.
And you said that my mom was probably one of you?
I am almost certain she was one of us. One of us.
Her name was Laura. Would you know her?
Her brow lifts up a little bit. Rings a bell. Can't say I have ever met her, though. But like I said, I come down from Malden, Massachusetts, to Black Fury Sept, and maybe when this is all over, we can go down there.
This is quite a bit.
Oh yeah, most people throw up, most people scream, most people throw things. A lot of them just go into raw denial, saying this isn't true, this isn't true. You guys are handling it pretty well.
I mean, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like numb, and I'm thinking that any second I'll like wake up or something. But I don't know. So wait, we were born under these moons. I was born under, what is it, a waxing gibbous or something?
Can't tell you what kind. I didn't ask the question, but waxing or waning, they tend to matter a little bit. Those coming up onto the full moon, the waxing, tend to be a little bit more joyful, while a waning tend to be a little bit more, well, I knew a waning that was really into My Chemical Romance.
They're a good band.
When I was a young boy.
I'll leave it to that.
So wait, you don't know? So I actually kind of look at Sage and it says, you don't know like where we got it from necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
I mean,
Hey, Connor.
No. Yeah?
Give me a perception. Give me... What do I want to have you roll? This is a fun one. Give me a perception... Oh, well, awareness is a vampire step. Give me a perception alertness, difficulty 8. If you don't...
See what happens. 2 successes.
Yay!
Hopefully that's enough.
Connor... what the hell? Son, you're still just up in the sheets, right?
Yeah, I still have my makeshift sort of skirt thing.
Connor is... Sabrina is... Sejun is still as well, right?
Yeah, you still have those.
We don't have pants yet.
You do notice something just on the back of his shoulder. A little bit of a mark right in between his shoulder blades would be kind of an interesting tattoo. Just a little bit of it.
Huh.
What?
Only I see this?
You see it. You notice it.
Do I have a hint of like what the pattern is supposed to look like, or is it just like a line or something? I can't make out much else.
You have no idea what it is based upon your current experience in the world.
So, you told us what we are. What are you then, in terms of like tribe? You said you couldn't be a Black Fury.
couldn't be a Black Fury. Didn't like me. The Black Furies have certain rules among men. I can tell you their stories, but for the most part, they don't like guys like me in with the tribe. I wandered around a lot as a kid, so much so that they had my picture up on the local Greyhound station, and eventually I just went wandering for a long time, and somebody found me out in the woods, and he brought me home, and he said if I stayed put, he'd come back now and then and tell me stories, and I followed along with it, and one day he came back, and I knew what tribe I wanted to be. He was a stargazer, and so am I. We're often found closer to the Himalayas. We have a very interesting history with the Garu, but we don't. There's not many of us out here.
Stargazer. Huh. Stargazer. So, Stargazer, Get a Fenris, Black Fury.
Isn't that like a video game or something?
Oh my god.
Stargazer? Never heard of it.
We believe in more mastering our inner selves, mastering that, well, you guys felt it, that anger, that fury on your first change, right?
Yeah.
We call it rage. It's sort of one of our greatest strengths and greater weaknesses. It is, well, the way it's been described to me is a wick on a lantern. Turn it up too high and the wick goes into the oil and explodes. Not good for anyone. But
I thought it snuffed the wick if you like put it down too low.
if you put it down too low, there's no light. Nothing to see at all. But if you keep it just right, everyone sees a little bit better. That's what we strive for.
Balance.
Balance.
When I felt that, I've been angry before, but this was different.
Feels like you're going crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's what we try to tend to avoid. Others embrace their anger, and more power to them if it makes them feel strong. We try to search for balance in all things, either for Reiki meditation, lucid dreaming, or the pursuit of balance.
Well, sounds admirable, but I don't know. I've no other. I just don't have much of a gauge to gauge all of this with yet. So how many tribes are there? You've mentioned 3 so far.
I'm going to do something with you guys.
Okay.
Normally, we would take you out to see the totem. That's sort of like a grand spirit that watches over the area. But I'm going to play a little game with you guys. I'm going to teach you how to shift.
Okay.
You shift, I'll answer whatever question you want, no matter how difficult is it. Deal?
Sure.
Guys done with breakfast?
I guess during all this, after it was my turn, I'll just wolf down some food.
While this is going on, a long and slinky wolf comes in. It's got a shirt, a winter jacket, some blue jeans. Walks up, pokes. Well, it pokes Connor first. Just nose pokes your leg.
I look down.
Wants you to take it very clearly.
Alright, I take it.
A minute later, it does the same with Sabrina.
All right.
Sejun as well. Though Sabrina, the pants very clearly are a little bit short.
Like khaki short or
No.
Like a couple inches short.
yeah.
Like I said, I tend to pick on people. You take flaws, I'm going to make you have fun with them.
Is there like a cove or something, a cover I can dip into or something?
I'll say I'll duck over and change.
There's
Yeah,
a
I find
bathroom
it's
nearby. There's
yeah. I dash in, put my pants on, dash out.
when you come back, it's like, all right, so unless you want to rip these again, just give me like 30 seconds with them. Hope you like them.
Oh. Okay.
Or
I see how it is. Never mind.
Yeah.
I get back into my blanket.
Oh my fucking god. Gaia, forgive me. Gaia, forgive me. Just come here. He ends up walking over. He pats your shoulder a little bit. Just a rush of warmth. Alright. We call this the Rite of Tasman dedication. It's kind of a real simple version of it. Basically, it prevents you from when you turn into the Hulk, Wolf Hulk, if you will. You don't lose your clothing. What was that?
Hulk.
You're cutting out, Lydia.
Can we turn into the Hulk?
Yeah, something like that. He ends up performing what is basically called the Rite of Tasman dedication, infusing a little bit of gnosis into each one of you and your clothing around you.
Oh.
It's a rather simple rite. He ends up rubbing his hands together and then putting a little bit of energy onto that clothing after you've put it on.
Huh. Interesting.
interesting.
There's some shoes already at the front door.
Any that will fit me.
High or low?
Hi.
He's making a roll.
Probably about a couple sizes too small. You're probably a size. We're gonna pick. I'm gonna roll. You're probably a size 17.
Is that men or women's?
Men. You're probably a size 17. They have probably a size 15. It's snug.
Do you guys have any slippers?
Yeah. Just go barefoot. You won't notice after 5 minutes.
Alright.
Outside, it's, well, a wonderful New Year morning. Little tiny bits of flakes of snow from the morning frost, but for the most part, the ground is a mix of green and white.
Do we like feel cold?
You do, but you don't feel it as pain. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. After a minute or two outside, it feels okay.
Oh, yeah, I see why you said I wouldn't feel anything after a few minutes. I'm going to be having frostbite.
You can't get frostbite.
Wow.
Look down at your arm.
Talking to all of us?
Yep.
I look at my arm.
For those that look at their arm after he sliced up your forearm, there's no cut, there's no wound, it's almost healed, just a faint tracing outline.
Adrian looks at his arm and kind of like rubs it, like just to make sure he's not tricking. It's not a trick of his eyes.
It's been healed.
It's like that Wolverine thing.
Good
The whole
example.
healing factor.
For example, Misha will tell you some of the stories of his rite of passage, and they're pretty funny. Maybe I'll tell the story I was told from a group of werewolves down south and what they did to punish their leader.
Oh.
Anyway, shape shifting. There's a lot of things a werewolf can do. But the most important thing, obviously, is becoming a wolf. In time, it'll be like turning on a light switch. But this is probably the hardest part. I got a story for you if you want to hear it.
Sure.
I seem
Sure,
to like
go
story.
ahead.
Oh man, us Galliards talk. We're like hens in the hen house. We love to share and tell little stories. I knew this wolf, Galliard himself, writes till dawn. Something Aspen, I think was it. He first changed a lot similar to you guys. Caused a big problem in a bar. And he was taken out, was told to go sit, we call it the Bawn. It's sort of like a community area for a common area. And there was this young child that came out, and he didn't know who she was. He didn't know his mother. And the little child asked, "Is he a werewolf? Is he a werewolf?" And the mother looked at her, and she could tell just at a glance that he was. The young child, in all his infinite little wisdom, walked over and says, "Can you do it? Can you shift? Can you shift?" And this werewolf Aspen, he had never done it before. Maybe 2 days fresh out of the grave. He's like, "Yeah, I think I can do it." So he walked over, walked behind a tree, and tried to ham it up just for sort of dramatic effect. He had no idea what he was doing. He was just panicking. What am I going to do? I don't want to upset this child. I don't want to make this child, worrying. And then a little voice just came on. He says, "Just let go. Stop trying to impress. Stop trying to be something you're not. Don't be a human trying to be a wolf. Just be the wolf. Let the girl see the wolf. Let the child know the wolf." He let his muscles relax. He exhaled. And by the time he opened his eyes again, he was breathing a different set of senses. And that's what I want you to do. Try to be a wolf. Give it a shot.
All right.
What's-
Okay.
What's the role for this?
You want to be a lupus? What do you want to be?
Can I go for Hispo? Is that more specialized?
Hispo is more specialized, but for this specific role, I'm going to let it be at Stamina Primal Urge, difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5.
I'd also like to hispo.
Just need... Well, let's see what you get.
5.
Oh.
Sabrina tries it first. She closes her eyes.
At least it wasn't a botch.
At least it wasn't a botch. Botches are fun on shapeshifting.
Oh,
You close your eyes, and you try to force it. You try to bury into some monster wolf. It's not who you are. It doesn't come. It's like trying to write when you are writing for someone else. It doesn't work.
That's fair.
so Sagen kind of asks first about can I shift into that like really tall monster form?
We have the forms,
Here.
and you're going to have to memorize these. Typically, what we do is we run you through the ringer, but hopefully we have a little bit more time with you guys. First form is called Hamid. Second one, kind of the Wolfman, Lon Chaney, Glabro. We have the monster, Krynos. The large dire wolf, something out of a prehistoric film starring some Disney creature. We call it the Hispo. And finally, the wolf, Lupus. You want to go for Krynos?
Mm-hmm.
I will warn you, that form do not stay long in that form. But try to be it. Take that rage inside of you and pour it into form.
So Seijun nods and attempts it. Is the roll the same?
Rolls the same. Get 5.
Seijun gets a success.
How difficult do I want to be? So technically speaking, what you need here is to go from Hamid to Krynos, you need at least 1 success for each step. So if you want to go from Hamid to Glabro, it's 1 success. If you want to go from Glabro to Krynos, it's 2 successes. I'm going to let you go. Typically, it's all or nothing, but here I'm going to let you go straight to Krynos. It's a twist.
Okay.
It's a welling of anger. And with that rage comes flesh and form. Your view improves. Your muscles explode. Your teeth fill with long, sharp jaws, almost too big to speak. Your fingers twist, digits growing wide, claws extending out 9 inches, 10 inches. Your chest is barreled. And there's a little bit of a pulse in the back of your head. A steady military drumbeat. Kill, kill, kill. It's not very loud. It's definitely not as loud as last night, but it's there. Jonathan, Mr. Shallow Tracks, looks up. He's like, not bad. First try. Pretty good. Who's next?
I'll give it a go and try to go for, what is a Hispo? Alright, I'll try Hispo.
I love Hispo form.
Nope.
Ah,
I try, but I
Is that
fail.
botch, or is that pure? That's
It's
pure.
1 success. Or 2 successes, but it's a ones cancel it.
He's going to come up to you, walk right over, take his index and his thumb, flick you in the ears. You're
Ow.
forcing it. You're forcing it. You're forcing it. Breathe. Focus on the breath. Don't try to be the human becoming a wolf. Be the wolf.
Okay.
When the Stargazers had to do this, we had to do this by playing form tag, where we went from Hamid to Lupus, Lupus to Glabro, Glabro to Hispo, and then back to Krynos. Who's next?
I can go for Lupus form.
Go for it. To 5.
I mean the wolf. Oh. 2 successes
You
on
wanna
that
just-
first one.
You want to describe it for me?
So Sabrina closes her eyes, breathes in, does what he says, and like tries becoming the wolf, and slowly shifts to wolf form, which because of her long hair has way too long hair for a wolf, and looks more like a rough terrier at this point.
Nice.
Not rough terrier, rough collie.
Rough collie. Rough collies are awesome.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of a clap. Pretty good. Be the wolf, not the human. Connor, they gonna make you look bad or not?
Let's see. I'll try again. Hispo.
Call
Oh.
it. What's it like?
Close my eyes. And I actually imagine it's almost like a kick. Like it almost like violently takes him by surprise, and he starts shifting into this giant, the hulking giant wolf form. Essentially, he's kind of like the fur color is just kind of like a mix. It's kind of a canvas of some reds along the legs and part of the tail, and mix of dark gray and black on top with white on the bottom.
There you go. Now is this whole werewolf thing really crazy?
I assume I can't talk in this form.
In Hispo, you cannot.
I thought you could make like one word things in Hispo.
In Hispo, you can speak a little bit of the Garu tongue. You can probably learn that in a couple hours, but you don't know it just yet.
Connor tries to like speak, but it really just comes out as an awkward.
Make affirmative wolf sounds.
What wolf sounds.
Seijun just like slowly shakes his head and like goes like, "No, not crazy. I don't know."
So, here's the fun part. Go play. You have 4 legs. Give it a shot.
Do I know how to? Do I know how to run on 4 legs, or am I going to fall?
Feels about as natural as crawling.
What does the area look like again? Is it kind of a forested sort of meadow or something?
Bit of forest, a little bit of field. You could probably dance and prance and chase a squirrel.
I'm sure. I just like first I start walking and then I start like at a bit of a trot and then I run.
On a full-on gaunt, the ground does shake. You are kind of a heavy puppy, but it feels good to run. It feels good to sprint on all 4 legs.
Asian kind of like alternates between like 4 and 2, like to like see the difference. And, like
There's a difference. You're definitely more stable on 4, but you can definitely walk on 2. There's a lot of weight there, maybe even close to half a ton. But you're moving. You're surprisingly agile. This form was made to do battle. This form was made to kill. And you take to it like a glove takes to fingers. What's Sabrina doing?
I am probably going to, like, at first run around like for a bit like they are, and then at some point just start running like figure eights around a couple trees, like marveling how agile she is.
Nice.
Are our senses like exploding right now?
Your senses are probably heightened. The smell of pine fills everywhere. Freshly dipped snow. Smells like dew. You could smell the grass from last year. You could smell the squirrels. A coyote wandered into here. Definitely some other wolves. One from the lupus you smelled earlier. One from shallows. 2 others. 4 others. There was a lot of wolves here at one time.
I continue my rounds and just sort of just run around and basically until he like, calls us.
Shallow Tracks eventually does call you in. He's like, alright, hard part. Not really. Shift back. Just be yourself.
Is that still difficulty 5?
Being a human and shifting back to your base form, no roll. It's reflexive.
Alright. Then Connor will just sort of close his wolf eyes and breathe and let it happen.
Feels like drinking water. Feels but breathing. So, for the end of the night, you're going to be doing this probably about a dozen more times. That's my job. You're going to be going and doing this over and over again until it is as natural. We're not going to do that now.
Great. I become a werewolf and the first thing I get is homework.
Pretty much. Could be worse. Could be down in Boston hanging out in that school.
Could be worse. You could have essays again. I'm glad I graduated.
Honestly, they made a school in Boston. Can you believe that shit?
A school?
Yeah, School of Werewolves.
Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Is it like a Hogwarts kind of situation or something?
I have no idea. All I know is that they keep blowing things up.
I'm getting shipped up to Boston.
Don't ship down to Boston. They just...
So...
They keep blowing stuff up, but that's another story. I won't get into that.
So we shifted. Can we ask you more questions? Or do you have something else planned?
Connor, you go first. Sabrina next. SJ, you're fast.
Alright, so... I want to know, where are my friends? Are they okay?
You sitting down?
Standing.
Sit down.
Fine.
It was a mess. Probably would have been a lot worse if Misha wasn't there. There's a lot that aren't alive. There's a lot that are in the hospital. I don't know which of your friends are alive. I don't know exactly. There's a lot dead.
No, that I need to go see them right now. Then
You go out there and you talk to them. You're not going to do them much good.
what do you mean?
Right now, whenever something weird like this happens, rumors start to spread. And there are some things called hunters. You go to the scene of the crime, you're incriminating yourself.
So
We'll let
we're
you out.
like wanted fugitives at this point.
Not exactly. There's a lot of people dead, and there's a lot of people watching the skies right now. It's more complex than that, but I'm not going to get into it.
But I can't just leave them. I need to know if they're fine.
We'll figure that out.
I have a couple of friends myself there too. Come to think of it.
Give me a list. We'll figure this out. You give me some names, and we have some resources. Remember, we were talking about kinfolk earlier?
Mm-hmm.
We have some friends.
Okay.
I just give him the list of names.
Sejun does the same.
He takes them. Do me a favor, guys.
Yes.
Message me that number you said again. Just PM me it.
Our number that we got the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I fixed mine. I added a few that I somehow forgot.
Just message me that number.
Yep.
Sabrina, what's your
Right.
question?
So, you said that my mom might have been a werewolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there any way to actually know for sure or to find her or anything? Like, do you guys have like a Facebook group or something?
Facebook?
A Facebook group.
We don't do records very much. But you can. I would advise against calling her right now.
I mean, I don't even have her number at all, so
Just trust me on this one. I advise against calling her right now. But the spirits don't lie. And if your dad isn't one, there's a good chance it's your mom. But it's not out of the question that you're a double kinfolk like these two. But this is the weird part. This is why I called you guys weird. It's rare enough to get maybe one or two first changes in a specific area in a year. 2 in a single night is considered an omen. 3? That's unheard of.
That's. I don't know how I feel about that.
How do you think we feel about it, given the circumstances?
is this going to be like a Harry Potter scenario where we're destined to fight a Dark Lord or something? Or is this like a Omen where the apocalypse scenario with that type of thing?
Be careful with the A word.
The A word?
The A word.
Is it like
Omen?
Apocalypse.
Oh. Wait, Omen starts with an O.
Pox. Sure seems like the world just ended last night.
It's not exactly out of the question for some of you. There's a prophecy. Several signs, if you will. Phoenix took me, carried me in his claws, high above the world, so that I could see beyond tomorrow, and I looked and beheld the future. Decimation of our kin, hunted beyond hunting, death beyond death. I won't depress you guys, but it ends.
It's a whole bit.
It ends badly.
Hmm.
It ends with the sky turning black, the moon turning blood, the heat unbearable, moon getting swallowed by the sun, and the final days. But you guys don't have to worry about that. Not just yet.
I mean,
That sounds like something we should be worried about.
that sounds like something we should be worried about. I mean, things aren't really going that well anyways. Is you're saying there's something worse? Like, I just mean globally. Things are kind of terrible right now.
Yeah, you have no idea how terrible things are right now. But I'm trying
Is
to...
it stoppable?
It's a prophecy. Typically not. We're already seeing signs of a wonderful red moon above us.
I think it's a lunar eclipse.
Let's hope so. With that said, once upon a time there were 3 forces. Scholars argue about who created who. The mother. We call her Gaia. Created the 3 primordial forces of the earth, or if they created her. Regardless, they exist. Each of the tribes sort of have their own little bit of a creation story, if you will. Black Furies kind of felt that each members of this triad operate on pure instinct according to their sort of fundamental nature. Wild gave birth to the sort of whole of creation without form. The wild is sort of like this embodiment of chaos. It's the kind of... It's like talking to a person with horrible ADD and that keeps just talking and talking and going from topic to topic to topic. That's the best way I can describe the wild. Though it's an embodiment of sort of change. One minute it will be an umbrella with a horn on it. The next minute it will be raining diamonds. Next minute it'll be in outer space. 2 astronauts saying it's always been this way.
Sounds chaotic.
Yeah.
The next is the Weaver. Think of a spider trying to wrap a web around all this chaos and giving it form and substance. It doesn't like the fact that the sky rains rain, diamonds, molten lava, and then goes up and down. It likes rules, it likes order, it likes stability. And then finally we have, it's called the worm. Basically when something is fulfilled its purpose, it destroys it. It ends it and makes room for new creations and new rules and new orders. Together they were pretty cool. Force of stars, built infinite worlds and realms, spirit and flesh, gave life to all things and meaning. Worm maintained balance, selectively recycling the creations of the wild and weaver, forming harmony and opposing the forces of chaos and order. It was like something out of a wonderful, like sort of Tolkien-esque novel.
So, wait. Like an earthworm?
WYRM.
The Old English.
Old
Got
English, yeah. Old.
Like a dragon?
Depends on how you look at it. We don't know what happened, though. Some of us just sort of... I don't know, maybe the Weaver got sick of the raining clown pigs and needed some basic rules, and it just got upset. I mean, we're not really sure. It wants balance, but we weren't sure what happened, but it said, you know what, I can't take it anymore. And it ended up saying, you know what, worm, I'm going to fix things. The Weaver trapped the worm, and a trapped worm went kind of, how do they say this in Western English, cray-cray?
Nuts.
Yeah.
Got bonkers.
You imagine being trapped in a cell for all of eternity. You might go a little crazy too. Now, why this happened, we're not sure. I have theories. If you ask me about them, I'll tell you. But with the worm trapped, going a little bit wild, it started to demand endless destruction. You could smell
That's
it.
not cool.
No. You can smell it. Toxic waste, destruction of the forests. It's a taint. Taint of insanity, taint of evil. You might grow to even be able to taste it.
I remember like Connor remembers hearing the word taint when he was overhearing that conversation, right? Would you say he puts the pieces together?
I think you already have.
So, I say, so wait, you were talking to that guy about taint. Wait a second, was that connected?
Wasn't
This
me
is Connor.
last night. That would be Misha out there. He's
Sorry, it was a confusing night.
He's taking
He
a
mentioned-
nap. He's got to be better about that.
He mentioned taint.
He mentioned something about some asshole Fomore tripping you guys and starting to fight New Year's after they got their Christmas bonus. That's probably what that was.
Fomori? I've heard there's an Irish myth.
Isn't that like the giant
Irish?
purple one-eyed things from D&D?
I'm impressed you know that. Think of it like if the worm had soldiers. That's what they would be.
Oh. Those were Fomori, they looked human.
For the most part, they are. Did any of them do anything crazy? Have extra tongues?
The guy kind of had a long tongue. The guy that removed the leg out of.
Think of it like this. This is how my old mentor explained it to me. Think of an island with nothing but deer. With no alpha predator, they eventually drive themselves to extinction. That's what the worm's job was. And now, it just wants everything dead.
I certainly don't want everything to be dead.
So, like,
Yeah.
is
I
the worm
think
the
anyone
bad guy
wants
or
it.
the weaver?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Depends on who you ask. So if you are a glasswalker, they typically don't think it's the weaver. But not even the wild is the best ally at times. All of them have their faults. That's why balance is important. This is what I strive for.
You said this is like a creation myth. How long ago did this happen?
Time's a little bit weird, but thousands upon thousands of years. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. It gets deeper. Galliards get to tell all these stories. You can learn about the Impergium, what we did to the human beings. As a Get a Fenris, you might even talk a little bit about what happened in the old country, the battles against Odin. There's some
Wait,
Wait, hold on. Wait, Odin's real?
He's kind of a demon. Haven't heard from him in a while, or so the stories go.
I thought he was he's complicated, but I thought he was a good guy. I mean, if Fenris is, not quite
You
what...
woke up this morning thinking that werewolves weren't real either.
Yeah.
It's just weird to think of gods being real. I'm still trying to parse things.
If you're
Yeah, so wait,
lucky,
Are the Norse mythologies right? Because you keep only referencing them mostly.
Greek mythologies are right as well. Not as true, however. Native American mythologies are right. Not as true as well. All of them are sort of right. All of them are sort of wrong.
What about Korean mythology? Okay.
I'll be perfectly
in-
honest. I don't know very much about that besides my Stargazer mythology, but I have met sort of... Well, I don't know too much about Korean mythology. There are
Pagan?
some stories out there. You might know them as Kimona. They're foxes, okay? Korean foxes.
Oh, okay.
Kisune?
Oh.
You might
Yeah, I
meet some
think
of
that's the
those.
Japanese name. I don't know.
That would be the Japanese name. It's Kumiho or something.
Yeah, Kumiho, yeah.
You'll find a couple of those out there. You'd have to talk to some of them. That's not exactly my forte. As weak as I am as a stargazer to say that, I tend to spend most of my time in this culture.
So wait, they're fox people?
Couple.
Huh. Are they like us?
What do you mean by that?
You mentioned, so you said they're like weird fox people, that they're out there. Are they people who transform as well?
Just like us.
Wow. That's new.
It gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
Are there like other like people that change into these animal things? Like,
There's
sorry,
tigers, there's bears, there's coyotes, oh my. We have a complex history with a lot of them.
This is pretty complex.
I mean, honestly, as long as there's no spiders, I'm good.
There aren't spiders, are there?
I've never met a spider. I think they're all dead.
Oh.
That's good.
It gets more and more complex the deeper down the rabbit hole you go. There were various tribes. We've screwed up a lot, if you will. More than I can even talk about. But we've done a lot of good too. I'd like to think that, but we fucked up a lot too.
This balance has been out of balance, as it were, for all this time. You made it seem like it was a long time. We haven't figured anything out yet, how to get things back in shape yet.
No, not even close. This is the best and brightest of us have tried. And that's why we think it can't be done. Better men than you have tried. Better women than you have tried. I think
it's
we're
kind of like a futile thing towards inevitable doom.
You're gonna die. I'll be honest with you. The average lifespan of a first change is 2 years. Less for our runes, the full moons. We die. But know one thing. This is the hardest thing I have to explain to you. When you die, and odds are you're gonna die, there's honor in that. There's glory. There's meaning. If you die for a cause, to try to just make the world a little bit better, to try to push back the end just a couple more days, a couple more hours, if not for yourself, then for the next generation.
So I get the whole die with a cause sounds good. Could we prefer to live for a cause here?
You know what?
Yeah, that sounds a little better.
Just don't be afraid of dying.
Connor's like looking a bit forlorn. He's thinking, but
Is there at least like a good like reincarnation cycle going on here, or?
If you're lucky, you might be able to remember a little bit of sort of your ancestors. But when you die, you go to your tribal homelands and you're celebrated.
Connor will just sigh and be like, "Well, I mean, look at everything. Look at the news. Things are just falling apart."
Robert Thorne's about to win another Senate seat. Everything's falling apart.
I've been kind of like to be quite honest, a depressive death spiral for the last few years. Things have not really been great, and I've just had to sit by and watch as politicians bicker and argue, and as toxic waste gets dumped and species go extinct. And if this worm thing is causing or helping this along, I don't know the details. This my old life wasn't really going anywhere fast. Really, even if I die, I would like to make a difference. I would like to do something.
It's not the result of the game. It's how you play it. Anyway, that's the wonderful, depressing part. It's the whole point of being a hero. Standing up, trying to make a difference. And there's 3 of you. That's, maybe somebody's trying to send us a sign.
You said that it was rare to have 3 of us.
It's not rare. It's never happened before.
Oh.
We're the first.
We don't keep good records. Most of our records are oral. We don't like to write things down, unless you're my dumb mentor. I've never heard of it before. I've heard of 2s once in maybe a generation, never a 3. They're going to have questions. We're definitely going to have to talk to the frog.
Wait, frog?
Yeah, a frog kind of guards this area. Spirit frog.
Please tell me it's not like some frog, normal sized frog on a tree stump or whatever.
Bit bigger than that. We'll get to them. We'll get to the frog.
Like Kermit sized or building size?
Can flatten an SUV size.
Oh, that's neat.
That's terrifying.
I like frogs.
They're pretty nice.
Okay.
What's your question?
So, I guess that you kind of covered this about the whole friend thing, but can I call my parents?
There's a hesitation. He looks left. He's like, they're not from around here, are they?
No, they're not.
Where are they from?
They're in Korea. They live in Korea.
You can't.
Can I at least...
Ever?
You can't.
Did anything happen to them?
I'm sure they're fine. You can't. He's being vague. Something's bothering him. He doesn't want to say it.
Well, wait. What's happening?
Please, just, I don't. You really shouldn't, I know they're probably fine. They've been fine all this time. They're probably fine.
My dad, can I at least send him a message saying I'm okay?
Where's your dad?
Portsmouth? I don't know how you pronounce it.
He's in state?
Yes.
Yeah, you can talk to him. Just in-state's fine. In-state isn't affected.
I don't live with my parents anymore, but they are on the other side of Manchester from where the bar was.
Are we talking around the state or
around basically on the other side of town from the bar?
We can probably work that out, but Korea's...
Is it too dangerous?
It's not that it's too dangerous. It's just... I can't. Really, you just...
I mean,
I
have...
What the hell is happening?
Look, you can't. You can't.
Why? Why the hell is it impossible? Like,
Kid, you really, you trust me on this. You cannot. We can't.
don't tell me that they died or something. Just don't.
They're not dead.
Like,
Trust me. They're not dead, but we can't.
is it worse?
For fuck's sake.
Like, what's worse than being dead?
You really want to know? You really want to know? Really? Honestly. And you've never seen this guy. He has never been this forceful before. The man of balance now starts to flare. His eyes look a little bit more red. You really want to know? Really?
I mean, it's all that I have like left at this point.
We can't. Seriously, we simply can not. Period. It's not. We can't.
Why just me? Why not the other two?
If they try, they can't either.
But I mean, wait a second.
Yeah, you said we could.
We could contact our parents. I mean, I do have.
You
I
can
have
contact your parents. He can contact your parents. You try to contact Korea. You try to contact out of the state. You can't. We've tried. We've lost men doing it before. We can't. Since December 22nd, we've tried. We can't.
There's something keeping you from contacting them.
For fuck's sake. Yes. For the last fucking 8 days, we can't. Messages don't work. Try to go on a computer, send an email, doesn't work. Emails don't work. Try to get in a train, doesn't work. Try to get in a plane, breaks down. Try to run through it, doesn't work. We've tried. That's how the old. That's how Devlin died. We can't.
Someone died?
A lot of us have died.
My
Sorry.
computer broke a few days ago when I was trying to like look something up.
Yeah, kinfolk can't do it either. Kinfolk tries to reach out to the state and tries to contact another one of us. It doesn't work.
You know if it's like anywhere else or?
It's every one of us. I do it. Misha does it. Tall Fox does it. The kinfolk do it. Anyone reaches outside of the state, makes a phone call, doesn't work. Static breaks up. Doesn't work. It's happened once before I was born. Happened for a couple decades in Russia. They called it the shadow curtain. We're kind of calling this the granite curtain.
That's.
Any idea what causes it?
Not a clue. Not a fucking clue.
And like, what caused the shadow thing? Like, could it be that?
Wasn't there. Nobody knows. We've gotten some mixed messages from down south. We know it's not good. Once in a while, we can get maybe a bouncing sort of a radio signal here and there. But we send a letter, it doesn't work. We try to phone call, it doesn't work. We try to send a kinfolk, it doesn't work. We try an email, it doesn't work. Nothing works.
Is it the worm causing this, maybe?
Don't have a clue.
Or maybe the Weaver?
Wyver thing?
Is it just in this state, or is this like affecting everyone?
Seems to be the state. We haven't exactly mapped all of it, but seems to be the state.
Is it like 8 lines, or like, is there areas where like it's weird or something? Or
Don't know exactly. We haven't mapped out everything. Kind of don't want to, but you try to go up to the White Mountains, talk to some of the guys who are up there. It doesn't seem to be an issue, but try to go down to Boston. Train's gonna break down. Plane's gonna break down. Try to take a car's gonna break down. Try to run. Border's not. That's how Devlin died.
Something's. Something's odd about this. I mean, just in general, there's a weird set of coincidences that happen. This thing has sprung up, and now there's three of us transforming at the same time on the same night, and somehow we were all three of us at the same place, too.
Yeah. That's why we gotta talk to the frog.
When are you talking to the frog?
Probably do it tonight on sundown. I'll introduce you guys to the Thurge. Well, you know Tall Fox. We'll introduce you guys properly to Misha, and Heather should be back by then. She's another Black Fury. She can probably share her findings, but that's all of us. Just us four.
Huh. Some serious questions for my parents.
And with that, I'm going to call it for the night.
Nice.
Oh,
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was a game.
I am going to close the stream and save this and put this up on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
oh, cool.
I'm going to
Nice.
attempt to do that. Where is the button to do so? Alright, stop streaming. Hopefully Twitch did it, and we can share this. Say bye, folks.
Bye.
Later.
Peace out.